Good morning. We welcome you here from the National Defense University to let you know that we have a great deal of respect and regard and honor and privilege in having you as experts in these interesting questions that you will be discussing over the next 3 days. We at National Defense University are the premier joint professional military education entity for the chairman and for the Secretary of Defense. It is our privilege, though, to have many partnerships. We do have 5 colleges and a number of research centers, but our real effect is being able to have the kinds of partnerships and relationships that we have with places like the regional centers. I'm indebted to the leadership of Admiral Bill Landay and what he has done to support and to prosper these kinds of conversations through his support of the regional centers. What we have here is also, though, at the university, a place that is oftentimes used as a milieu for discussions that are non-attribution, that raise as many questions as there are answers given, and that provides military and interagency experts that come together and truly discuss things in a very expert manner. This is a place that we can do those things, and so I encourage you over the next 3 days. We truly do believe in a seminar approach to problem solving. We truly do believe in non-attribution, and we believe that the kinds of solutions that come from good and expert conversations by professionals can then work towards solutions for the greater good. And so today and for the next 3 days, you have an interesting and difficult issue. Illicit commons and the trafficking of not only narcotics, but of many different things that will go upon the various pathways of illicit commons. Today in the United States, we celebrate the birthday of our President Abraham Lincoln. When he first became president, he had worked about 10 or 15 years before that as a lawyer and as a political leader in looking at a number of initiatives. One was the notion of the commons within the United States, rivers, railroads, and roadways, and how those commons within a nation needed to be governed. And the issue of sovereignty then was part of our national debate. States said, no, we will not cooperate with a nation. We have our own states' rights. We will have our own laws and our own way of doing things. And Abraham Lincoln thought this was not particularly useful to the coming together of the nation to do the things that make for a prosperous nation. I would challenge the group here today that the messiness and the difficult issues of illicit commons needs to be in balance with how do we optimize licit or legal commons. How do we come together as a global community talking about access that is legal and prosperous and prospering and healthy for the world, while at the same time discussing law enforcement and the constriction and the restriction of things that are bad for the globe, bad for our sons and our daughters, bad for the prospering future of the world. This is what this is. This is a kind of question that I would pose. There are tactical and operational issues to illicit commons, to illicit drugs, to illicit trafficking of any kind. But the counter to that is also a global way of looking at what legal things are, about access, and about the things that will contribute to prosperity rather than to contribute to dissolution, civil wars, and poverty. These are the kinds of things that National Defense University seeks to host, these kinds of conversations. We are very privileged to have our international audience here. We're very privileged to have international students here who contribute to the life and the conversations of this university and of we who are in the cause of our nation as well as in service to our governments. So this is a very important 3 days. From this, we will all take away better knowledge and hopefully some answers toward solutions. National Defense University is proud to be able to sponsor this in Lincoln Auditorium and Lincoln Hall to also talk about things that are important to the future of our sons and of our daughters and of the prosperity of this globe. And I hope to hear from you more, and I hope to be back here over the next 3 days to listen as you embark upon an interesting conversation. Ambassador, I thank you for hosting this and the regional centers for leading these issues. And Mr. Wesh, we are very, very happy to have you here today because this is really important. And one of the questions I was asked in our pre-event was, why can't DOD and the interagency within the United States come together and understand these issues as more than about drugs? It is about drugs. It's about all things that are really hurting the world, and I hope that you will help us to lead toward that dialogue. And I thank you, sir, for being here very, very much. Thank you.